evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Mr. Fred and Friends. I got a pretty good show for you guys tonight. There's somebody that I've been talking to online for a couple of years, and I got to tell you, he cracks a lot of people up. He absolutely does. He's a pretty cool guy. I'm also going to have Scott McDonald on. We're going to talk about there's an event coming up at Playland December 18th. And it's an event it's a second annual event, actually, done by the Hermans paintball team, Mark Gong and Michael Beard. And it's a 1-versus-1. It's pretty cool. You're going to absolutely love it. And then after that, I'm going to bring on my guest for tonight. Canada has got a lot of stuff, man. It's got maple syrup, it's got bacon, got the Booney Boys, but it also has Neb Nella, a.k.a. Neb Nella, the real Ben Ellen. That's right. He's going to be on tonight. I'm going to tell you, I put this on yesterday, and I've had like 1,400 or 1,500 reaches already on this, and everybody's going, oh, man, I can't wait to see what this guy looks like. Now, I don't know if it's like bill collectors or disgruntled husbands or what's going on. But man, a lot of people want to see what Neb looks like. So I finally really got to see what he looked like, I believe yesterday when he put his face over my picture. My wife said that was the best I looked. That kind of hurt. But, I roll with the punches on this stuff. It's okay. I'm getting old. She looks at it and she goes, wow, how'd you get the wrinkles out of that? And I said, that's it. I took the picture down. I was done with it. So, but you guys are going to absolutely love listening to this gentleman tonight. So I'm going to real quick run through this stuff. This coming weekend, down in Paris, California, on the other side of Los Angeles, is Lynn Trong's 10th annual charity event. And she does this every year. It's at ASG in Paris, California. And it's a terrific event. There is a ton of vendors that are going to be there. And they raised a lot of money. I think she's helped like 600 and some people already. So it's very, very worthwhile. If you get a chance to come and hang out, I'm going to be down there with David Justin, Reaper, and Bud Orr. We're just going to kind of hang out and talk to everybody and just have a good time and promote Lynn's charity event. I think it's terrific. So if you get a chance this weekend, Paris, California, be there. Lynn Trong. She's a great, great lady, and you're going to absolutely love it. Then the 18th, I'm having Scott McDonald on. Scott McDonald actually is part of the Young Guns. Okay, now when I say Young Guns, there's the Young Guns and there's the Young Guns team. And he's part of the Young Guns team. So anyhow, it's kind of hard to say it that way, but he's a great guy. Yeah, he's going to be donating also some prizes for the December 18th 1-versus-1, and that's put on by the Hermans. This is the second annual 1-versus-1, and I'm actually going to go up there. It's at Playland, Ryan Podesta's field. It's called Playland up in Petaluma, California. Just a terrific place. Very well run, very cool. You get a chance, you're going to want to come up. Even if you're not going to play, come on up and check it out. It's on the 18th, and there's going to be three. I think there's an adults, and then there's a kids version. So they're going to be first through second trophies for each one of them. So you're going to want to get a chance, come up and check it out. And then also I got to mention real quick, the first WCPL tournament next year is going to be at Panhandle Paintball, and it's going to be April 1st and 2nd. And we're really looking forward to expanding it. And we're also looking up to Canada, to maybe taking it up to Canada. But the very first one's going to be April 1st and April 2nd. And the reason it's going to be then is because there's like a gazillion things going on all the time. So we're trying to hit spots where there isn't a lot of stuff going on. But we are actually looking forward to adding Canada to it. I think it'd be very, very cool. And because there's a lot of good people, a lot of good teams up in Canada. And, I know there's a lot of teams in the U.S. that would love to travel up there and go check it out. And then real quick, April 15th and 16th. It's the Battle for Monte Cassino. Yep, and that's in Rude House, Illinois. That's a big game scenario. My buddy Bill, that I'm going to bring on in a little while, he kind of goes up there and runs it. He looks important. He's got a little four-wheeler. He runs all over the place. Doesn't get any sleep, but he makes it happen, and that's what counts, I guess. So if you get a chance, April 15th and 16th, the Battle for Monte Cassino. The two generals are Bud Orr and Dan Colby. So it's going to be pretty good. So let me get my shout outs real quick so I can bring Scott out here. And then everybody, I know you guys are waiting for the Nebster. The Nebster, I've been waiting for this too. I've been wanting this guy on for a long, long time. I think when I started talking to him, I was young. Okay, younger. But anyhow, it is what it is. So my shout outs real quick. Number one, always. Number one in my heart. Number one on my list is Mr. Tim Schloss. Tim has Gateway Paintball in St. Louis, Missouri. Tim has Tiger Stripe. Probably one of the most well-known camouflages out there. And the new Tiger Stripe is going to be coming out again right after the first, I think. So we're working on the colors, and the colors are starting to get a little bit better. So it's going to be pretty cool. And then I got to say hi to Mr. Dan and John Colby, Immortal Air. Been my sponsors for over 30 years. Started Air America, Immortal Air now. And then, like I say, Mr. Bud Orr. I mean, I don't even have to say anything about him. Mr. Autococker, one of the best guys that you'll ever want to meet. And then Mr. Tom K. Tom K was my second marker sponsor for years and years. Terrific guy. Really is. Airgun Designs. Rainy and Juvie Boucher. 2 times a month, you could go out to your field and pick up a newspaper, Paintball News. And in this newspaper, it had what just happened, what was coming up, where all the fields were located, what was new, what was being sold. It was like the Bible of paintball. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I absolutely, really miss. And Mr. Randy Camilla was editor for Action Pursuit Games back in the day. Great guy. Jerry Braun had Paintball Sports back in the day, and he still has a Paintball Sports field out there, And that's one thing I kind of miss. I know we got these e-books and all this other stuff, but I really miss going down to the store and picking up the actual hard copy, the paper of it, man, and sitting there holding it, looking through it. And I've got a bunch of them for memories. And, not a lot of memories when you got to get it online. So I kind of missed the paper part. But anyhow, and then Mr. Ross Alexander. Ross Alexander had Line SI. Bushmaster, my very first marker. I mean, I still have my very first one. I played my first 15-man professional tournament with up there. So, and then Mr. Jim Lively, 2 tournaments a year you wanted to do. One was Jerry Brown's World Cup. The other was Jim Lively's Masters in Tennessee. It was like a family reunion because when I'd go to those places, I knew all my friends in paintball were going to be there. It was terrific. And then I say hi to Gino every week. Gino owns Velkin. Now, the reason I mention Gino is Gino does a lot of stuff behind the scenes for people in paintball. A lot of you guys don't get to see it. I am very blessed. I'm privileged. I get to see a lot of this stuff and see what happens. And he's a terrific guy. And then I got to say hi to my 2 little buddies that I actually started all my Young Gun stuff with, and that's Mark Gong Jr. and Jaden Gong. Their father, Mark Gong Jr., him and Michael Beard, they run the Hermans. Terrific kids group, and these guys have grown. This thing is just snowball. That's about all I can say about it, and I am so glad I did because guys, these kids, this is the future of paintball. Period. These kids are growing up into the future of paintball. They're going to carry on our legacy, and I think it's very cool. I absolutely love it. And then one more thing I got to mention real quick before I bring Billy on here is on the 20th of December. I am having the Christmas show. Going to have Billy's going to be on. Going to have the Reaper, David Justin, is going to be on with me, and we're going to be giving away. I've got some cool things. People keep donating, and I'm absolutely loving it. So I'm giving away some very cool presents. I've already got a couple people picked out for some very cool stuff. I can't tell you their names, but they're one of the first that tag in on this show every week, and I absolutely love it. So I'm gonna be, and I'm gonna have different guests on. I've got cameo shots that we're just gonna put on, but I'm going to have different people on. I got Kenny Stewart from the Paintball Museum. He's watching right now. Now, Kenny Stewart, him and Bill have a show tomorrow night. And they talk about a lot of the old stuff, and I love the old stuff. And the reason I mention all these guys' name and we talk about the old stuff is I want the kids today to really understand who worked very, very hard back in the day to make paintball what it is today. Because you take these people that I mentioned here out of the equation, and there still might be paintball. It would be nothing like it is right now. These guys were the best, and they still are, and they're still working very, very hard for paintball. You got to absolutely love it. Tony Diaz watching. How you doing this evening, Tony? Tony says, I'd like to donate something. Wow, very cool. I've even had Gino. We've got INI Sports. We got tons of people that have donated already. Gino's donated 5 markers. And so I already know one person I'm going to give one of the markers to. So it's going to be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. The 20th. And we're going to start, I believe, at 6:30 because I'm going to run it for 2 hours. So we're just going to have a good time. We're going to talk paintball with Bill and a lot of the other guests I'm going to pull on. And it should be pretty cool. But real quick right now, let me bring in my buddy that hangs with me every week. Everybody welcome, please, Mr. William Bailey. How you doing, Billy?
How's it going, Fred?
Oh, not bad. It's cold here, man. 50 degrees. Screw this.
That's Viking summer.
Yeah, that's Viking summer if you're a Viking. So now if you're a wuss, it's cold. So,
you're not a Viking?
Yeah, I'm very fortunate, though. I have the remote starter for my truck. So I start it up, I wait 10 minutes, and then I just run out and jump into it. It's already warm. So I got that working out pretty good.
You're like Susan.
Yeah.
It's cold. She's always like, make sure my car's on a high and make sure it's on heat so when it started in the morning, I don't have to go out there and check it.
Sounds like my wife, too. My wife, boy. Yeah. Well, we got some pretty good guys on tonight. I'm going to bring Scott on in a little bit here. We're going to talk about an upcoming event. But I've got the great, I don't know if I should call him the Northern Wizard. I could call him that, huh? Yeah. Now, Steve McGuire's going to get a hold of me and go, but I'm the wizard. No, Steve, you're a lizard. But I'm going to bring on the Northern Wizard pretty soon. Mr. Ben Ellen. Boy, I got to tell you, Bill, all kinds of people have been wanting to see what this guy looks like.
Yeah, he's a character.
Yeah. Oh, he's not going to be able to hide no more, though. That's the problem.
He's never had trouble hiding. He'll just come up with a new crazy name and another funny picture. Another page.
Well, you seen him put his face over the top of my. I seen that. I was rolling. That was hilarious.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to drag on Mr. Scott McDonald right now because we're going to talk December 18th up at Playland here in California. They're going to have the 1-versus-1 and the Hermans. This is their second annual event. And Scott and the Young Guns, he's going to be there, obviously. And they've got some things they're going to donate. So please, everybody, welcome Mr. Scott McDonald.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing, Scott?
Good. Grayland's a little under the weather, but we got Lily with us, so.
Oh, yeah. Poor Grayland, man. Has he been sick since he got back from Florida?
No.
Just kind of came on?
3 days ago.
3 days ago? Yeah, that flu's going around, too. You know that?
Flu, cold. There's all kinds of stuff happening.
Yeah. Wow.
Half the middle school where he goes to school is out right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He came home early. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, this 1-versus-1 thing, this is something that Mark Gong and Michael Beard have, with the Hermans, have got this going up at Playland, which is Ryan Podesta's field up there, which is real cool. But you're kind of getting involved in giving some stuff away too now, right?
Yeah, they sent a flyer out about a week ago, and we're all jazzed about it. It's going to be a really big weekend for us because we have a pro clinic the day before that tournament. But they sent the flyer out. There's going to be an adult division. There's going to be a youth division, 15 years or younger, adults mech only, kids can use semi. The flyer's got the details on it, but it's our home field. We love Ryan Podesta. We love 31st Outfitters. We love the Hermans and being around both of those organizations and playing paintball and seeing all the kids have fun. So we, as the Young Guns, would like to throw some gifts towards the youth. And then we also have some swag from a local card shop that donated a box of cards to us that we'd like to. We're going to give all the kids that show up to that a pack of Pokemon cards.
Oh, wow.
This
Very
is
cool.
The local card shop, baseball card shop, and memorabilia in Runner Park gave us a booster box. There's 36 packs.
Oh, wow.
If there's more than 36 kids that show up, I will punt and I will get addresses and I will make sure to get more and send them cards. So,
wow. Well, I'm gonna have to walk in on my knees so I get one of them.
Hey,
it's a thought, Billy. It's a thought.
There's some cards in that booster box that are worth some change. And Mike Clark over at the baseball card shop and DSG Grading are super cool folks. We've been going in there for a few years, and I was over there the other night and I was telling them about the gifts that we were going to give to the first, second, and third at that tournament. And he was like, "Well, we'll donate some." And I was like, "Well, work with me." He's like, "Here, just take this booster box. There's 30 packs." And I was like, "Okay, 36 kids. Yeah, we could pull 36 on that. That'd be rad. But I'm going to give one to everybody that shows up and plays in the tournament.
Very cool.
Pack of Pokemon cards, and then for first place, we'll start with third place. You want to get down? All right, go that way. Go that way. Go that way. For third place at that tournament, the one-on-ones, we're going to give a bucket hat, a dreamy paintball bucket hat.
Oh, very cool.
Graylin used a gunfighter bucket hat when we were in Florida over his mask for the rain, which was worked pretty good.
There you go.
And then second place, we have a dreamy paintball goggle strap. You can see the little
cool
little dreamy emblem in there. And then first place for that for the youth. This is all for the kids. We love giving stuff to the kids. Is a first place will get a Hormesis headband.
Ah, very nice.
It's the Ankh, and then there's a headband. There's like a little couple little things in the box that come with it, so on and so forth. We were just really excited about being able to go to that tournament. We're super grateful that the Hermans got together with Ryan and decided to do that. We weren't at the last one, and then we heard about this one. We're like, hey, we're totally showing up to that. And the North Bay Young Guns love the youth, man. We love to see all of them showing up. We love to see all the kids running around having fun together and having a good time. If we can make a 9-year-old's day by shooting them a pack of Pokemon cards, whether or not they place or not, or we can make the day of one of the kids that places extra special by giving them an extra gift. Like, we're all about it. We're all in, and we want to make sure that they love paintball. They love the people that are around them, and they appreciate the safe space that they're in,
Well, that actually makes them love paintball more, and going to these type of events, if they go there and they recognize, everybody likes to be recognized, whether you're playing or you're not playing,
Sure.
And in Florida, when we were down in Florida, Andy Starrett from Ellie Remember Foundation, he gathered up a whole bunch of stuff, and him and I got to go around, and we gave stuff to so many kids and had such a good time, and it really concentrated on a lot of the kids that that weren't in the running for it. So it just it makes a lot of people feel happy, and I think that's very cool that you do that, Scott.
Yeah, for sure. We're excited about this thing. We have a new member that came on the team, and his dad's going to be our new coach for next year. And we're kicking our kind of like practice and season off as far as and ending the year with kind of a cool Christmas. It's a week before Christmas, but we're going to do a white elephant gift exchange and a practice at Davis with Joe Barrett from San Diego formerly of San Diego Aftermath. He announced that he's moving on. But we're going to be at Davis doing that and moving into our what we're gonna do for next season. And
new season, yeah.
Yeah, tailoring that with kicking it off with a one-on-one, even though it's the end of the year, but kicking that off with the Hermans and with Ryan and his crew there, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be fun.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna be up there. I can't be. You're doing something this coming weekend, aren't you?
Not this weekend. The 17th. We're gonna be in Davis, and I put a flyer out, and it wasn't advertised. I advertised it first amongst all the West Coast All-Stars that went to World Cup, and then I advertised it in our group chat that's part of our page, and then we had like 8 or 9 signed up for it, and the max participants is 12 because it's be a super intimate event. I then advertised on the page, and we were able to fill the last 3 slots. We're doing a pro clinic with Joe, and he's going to work on body awareness and field IQ and just a lot of fundamental stuff with these kids.
Very cool.
There's a few, so all the young guns are going to be there. The North Bay young guns are going to be there, and then Evan Middleton will be there. Gage from the Hermans is going to be there. Izzy from the Hermans is going to be there. Colton, this 12-year-old that played on the walk-ons at the last King of the Ranch, the team that I sponsor, is going to be there. And then this random kid, we met his dad last weekend at Davis, and then he kind of saw the flyer. He's like, my son wants to go to that. I'm like, you're the 12th kid. Let's rock and roll.
Right on, Scott. Well, I think it's pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing you up there on the 18th. I'm sure Graylin will be a lot better by then. I hope he is, because I know he's a competitor, man. He'll want to get out there and get it on.
He loves playing one-on-ones. He enjoys it.
He's good. He's a good little player. Yeah.
We're looking forward to seeing you up there and seeing Mark and the gang show up, and obviously we see Ryan a lot because that's our home field. And
right.
So.
Well, I appreciate you coming on tonight and telling everybody about that. And one more time, everybody, it's December 18th, and it's up in Petaluma at Ryan Podesta's Playland Paintball, and it is very, very cool. Go up there, hang out, meet Scott, meet all the other people that are going to be there, and like I say, even if you don't play, go up and hang out and show your support. Am I right, Scott?
Absolutely. If we work together, we were going to grow paintball, right?
Hey, somebody says that all the time. I'll be darned. Right. Right on, Scott. Well, you guys have a good evening, all right? And thanks again for coming on and talking about that.
Absolutely.
Get better, Graylin.
Right, you get better, buddy.
Hey, I was gonna make them cue cards that say yes and no because we watched.
Yes.
Scott's referring to the Hawaiian kids I had on last week. That was hilarious.
That was
Right on, Scott. Thanks a lot for coming on tonight, buddy.
Yeah, man. You guys have a good rest of your show.
All right, Graylin, you just get better here.
Yeah, there it is, Bill.
All right, guys. Yeah. Everybody, that was Mr. Scott Graylin McDonald. Scott's worked pretty hard, since he got into this, because he hadn't been into this even a year yet. But man, I got to tell you, when I say he jumped into it with both feet, Billy, the guy's he's up to his waist in paintball right now. Yeah, very, very cool. Now, Bill, I'm going to bring on somebody that people have been waiting to hear. People have been waiting to see what's this guy look like. What's this guy look like?
Oh my God.
I'm excited too, man. This is going to be pretty cool. Everybody, please welcome. Should I call him the Canadian Mystery Man, or what do you think, Billy?
I call him Neb Nella. Neb.
Oh yeah, I like that. Geez, that seems to be a go around, because Steve McGuire, he calls himself a lot of things. Well, a lot of people call him things too, I guess. But Steve's a good guy. Steve's working right now, so let's bring on a guy that cracks me up all the time, and I know a lot of people have been waiting. Nella Wafer. Oh, I like that. Please, everybody, welcome Mr. Ben Allen, aka Neb Nella. How you doing this evening, my friend?
I'm great. I can hear the disappointment. It's just another white guy.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
evil scar, no deformities, no nothing like that.
Oh, I got to tell you, man, I've had I've had all kinds of people texting me, on my personal page, going, "What's he look like? I can't wait to see it." Jessica from Hawaii, Jessica Cortez, she's like, "Oh, Fred, I cannot wait to see what he looks like." And I go, "Yeah, I got a glimpse of him." I says, "He's on my face. He's sitting on my shoulders on this picture." I'm like, "What's going on?" Wow. So I'm really glad that you could join us tonight, my friend. Seriously, there's been a lot of people waiting to see you and hear you talk a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I know we tried to put some stuff together a couple times, but I wanted to make sure that you had my full attention. And
I got to have your full attention. I mean, I hate to be in the battle of wits and be undefended. You know that. So, but what I'm going to do is, Billy and I always ask this, everybody that comes on this show new, how did you get started in paintball? You got to tell us how you got going.
You want the long story or the short story?
It's your time. I mean, you got 45 minutes,
Okay.
Do you speak fast or slow?
A lot of people just listen slow, so we're going to go fast.
I like that.
I don't talk fast. They just listen slow.
He knows who we are, Bill. We listen slow. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
First thing I do have to clarify is I'm not the Northern Wizard. You actually know the Northern Wizard. Mr. Fred, I think it was 94. You went to Moscow.
Yeah.
And Cliff Meyer, the Discipline Lords, was the referees.
Cliff Meyer, I still talk to him. He's
That's the Canadian Wizard. That's the Northern Wizard. So I can't take that name. I'll stick with Nello Wafer. I actually have a very unique story about how I got started in paintball. I went to a birthday party. No, I'm joking. That's basically how it started, just like everyone else. My best friend in elementary school all the way up, he was neighbors with Joe Kimpson, next door neighbors with Joe Kimpson's father. So he owns Flag Raiders Paintball in Cambridge. So paintball was always a part of Cambridge. They'd always drive their deuces and their military jeeps in the Canada Day parades and the Remembrance Day parades and that sort of stuff. So unfortunately, my mother was just completely against paintball. Her father was a war vet, so she was anti-war flower child. And when she saw these guys down the street driving their military jeeps dressed in their tiger stripe and going out and shooting each other with paintballs, she thought, that's horrible. We can't do that. So naturally, I just wanted to do it more, right? And I have an older brother, and he was sneaking off and playing outlaw paintball, and I was never allowed to go. And finally, my friend James, he's having a 12th birthday. I think it was about 98. We had Stingrays, 7-ounce CO2s, vents, goggles, and I was hooked. We went out and we shot the crap out of each other, and I was hooked ever since.
Very cool. That's a good story. You know the Booney Boys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what a great group those guys are. I got to tell you, they've actually they came and played with Constant Pursuit back in the day. I brought 5 of them down, and we joined together and went and played and had a great time. And then now they came down. I had, oh man, who do we have? I think Martin came down, and Jeff came down. Jeff Thompson came down and played with us in New York. Yep. And we had a riot with those guys. They were absolutely great. And I see Dan Colby's watching. I see a howdy Dan, but Neb, Ben Neb. I might just call you Wafer because that just kind of rolls off my tongue.
I think we found a new nickname.
Yeah, but a lot of these people, if I look on my phone, I can see their names, but on my screen right here, I've got a big TV, and on it keeps coming up Facebook users. So Dan Colby is watching us, and Jeff Thompson's watching us, but I don't see their names. Yeah. Maybe Bill can look them up.
A couple times when I used to live in Toronto. We went to a great field out there called Combat Pursuit. So I played there a few times with him. Great little field. Well, not a little field. It's big. It's getting bigger every time. They got a great pro shop.
Have you ever got to play Wasaga Beach?
Oh, yeah. I've been playing there since probably 2005, 2006. There was a while where I was on a sort of a traveling scenario big game team. So we do, Wasaga, like Ontario, Michigan, parts of New York. It was a lot of fun.
Donna Langdon and her husband owned that, and I've been wanting to put him on. I told her, God, I told her a year ago I was going to put her on. I probably shouldn't mention this, but I told her a year ago I was going to get her on, so I'm going to have to get her on one time. But we've also got Kat watching us. What's her last name? Billy Hazelwood, right?
Hang on, I was answering.
Cat Hazelwood, yeah. Did you run into her at Cup?
Yes, we did, and what an incredible lady! It was so funny too, Neb. Wafer, excuse me. She was standing. She was standing there, right? I love wafers too, man. Except I dunk them, so I might have to stay off.
You
that
need
for
a
while.
gallon of milk.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's a big guy. Yeah. So anyhow, I walk up to her and I go, "Excuse me, ma'am." I said, "Do I know you?" And she turns and looks at me, and that's a true story because you can ask. Andy Starrett was standing right there with me. She looked at me and started crying. She'd waited so long, and I want to put her on the show. I'm trying
now
to
I
get
feel
her
like
on
a jerk.
sometime. Why? Because you
You
didn't
want me to
cry?
start crying, tearing up? Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, no. Because, it'll shrink your shirt and you'll look funny like this. So, yeah, no problem at all.
Thanks.
Hey, that was pretty good, Bill. Come on.
Yeah.
Bill laughs at me all day. And then when his show's over, he goes, "You're an idiot."
I think a lot of people might do that.
Hey, that's for the green room. What happens in the green room stays in the green room.
Yeah. Yeah, until I just said it. So, yeah, Tony Diaz just jumped in and said that she's awesome. And you know what, Tony? You are absolutely right. She is one great lady. And she takes some terrific pictures, Neb. I got to tell you.
Yeah, she's come out. There's a field about 20 minutes away from here. They do a lot of the Ontario Paintball League, the OPL events, and she's been there for that. She came out to one of their big games that we were there for, a Castle Attack and Defend. It was good to meet her.
Oh, very, very cool. So you've got to meet her then too,
Yeah,
right?
I met her once. Yep.
Yeah,
She made me look great. She took a
I've
great
talked-
picture of me with that cocker back there.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Oh, wow. So she doctors up pictures too then, huh?
Yeah, I wasn't even on the
Oh.
field. It looked great. I was just in the parking lot.
All they had to do is to zero out all the cars,
Yeah,
put in a bunker. Yeah.
looks like I was zooming.
If you zoom in on the face, though, Fred, it's your face.
Yeah, I swapped the eyes out.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Yeah, she's a pretty cool girl. And Steve McGuire, you know Steve, right?
Oh yeah,
Have you ever been on Steve's show?
I think I was. Yeah, one of those
Oh, were
ones
you really?
where the fake it till you make it shows.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I didn't make it.
Well, I got to tell you, a lot of people were interested when I said that you were going to be on here. I put it out there, and I think like in 22 hours, we had like 1,400 reaches already. So, there was a few people that were interested about it. So, because, I got to tell you, I like joking around. Bill likes joking around. I mean, all the people I hang around with are a joke. No, all the people I hang around with like to joke around and stuff like that, and some of the humor, some of the stuff you put online, I got to tell you, it just absolutely cracks me up, man. I have to sit and look at it a couple times, and every time I look at it, I'm laughing again.
Well, I mean, that's what COVID did to me. They locked me inside, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I was tired of being the quiet, nice guy on the internet. I'm just telling everyone, good job and way to grow the sport. And then I don't know, something snapped 2019.
That's how it happened. Somebody put on here, listen to him long enough and you'll cry.
That's my wife.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's funny. So, do you play on a team by any chance now, or you just go out?
No,
Like
nobody
scenario
wants
stuff?
me. No, I'm eternally teamless, but there's a lot of good teams. There's a team from Windsor down here called the Bunker Busters. I love tagging along with them. I still see some of the old guys from Task Force Raiders when they come down to the big game here. So, it's good to see them. So I just can't commit to a team right now. I'm lucky when I do get to play, so I don't want to, get onto a team and then, take away from them when they're trying to commit to something.
Right.
But if you ever need a hangover resistant extra, I'll be there.
Well, let me tell you something, because we have a team called the Band. I don't know if you know about the Band.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and and we take and I invite people to come down and certain people. You got to really make an impression on us to bring in. But we like bringing certain people in to come in and host on the band, the guest on the band. And maybe sometime next year you could you and Jeff Thompson and Martin and Andy, all those guys from the Booney Boys. Maybe you guys could link up and come on down. How far is New York from you?
I think
don't
when I
go
looked,
this far.
it was about that far. I think it was about 8 hours, maybe. I was trying to get down to when you did the Woods Ball World Cup the first year there.
Right.
But the borders were closed and whatever. We needed shots, but that never worked out. But I think it was only about 8 hours. So
that's not bad then. No, not at all. Maybe sometime next year you can come down and guest on the band with us.
That'd be great.
That sound pretty good, Billy?
Oh yeah, it's always fun having the Canadians coming down.
Yeah. I got three games on the calendar for next year in the States. Two of them at Sherwood Forest. I don't know if you've ever played there, but that's a must-play field. They do Super Game there, Super Game Indiana there.
That's in Indiana, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
Just outside of LaPorte, Indiana. So I'm going to try and get down there for, I think it's May 6th is the Robin Hood game. So, Robin Hood at Sherwood Forest.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, that rings a bell with something. Anyhow, I'll pick it up later.
It's all made of railroad ties. They have a 3-story castle. It's actually kind of built like Sherwood Forest. You walk in and there's the village, and then at the back of the village there's the church, and then there's the castle. It's awesome. And then Blast Camp, that's also in Indiana. I'm going to be going there for a Mad Max game. And then back to Sherwood at the end of September 30th for another Mutant game, because I'm a nerd and I like the role-playing sort of scenarios, dressing up. That's my kind of shtick.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. I like the scenario games, but I just like Woods Ball. For some reason, maybe because I can play it. I guess that's the biggest reason, huh? And here you go. You got the Keith, your buddy, Keith Kissel. He talks about you all the time too. Yeah. A matter of fact, it's funny he mentioned the wolf because somebody texted me the other day and they go, "Is Neb the wolf?"
Yes, definitely. I am.
Are you really?
No.
I know you're not. Anyhow.
The vanilla wolf.
There's a lot of wolves now.
Yeah. Well, there's a wolf up in Canada, and Kiko was telling me, he goes, yeah, he says he wants to be on your show. And I go, really? I says, well, tell him to text me, but I've never heard from him. So I don't know, but somebody honestly did. They texted me and they said, "Is Neb the wolf?" And I texted back and I go, not sure.
Well, maybe not so much now that the borders are open, because he does travel quite a bit for all his games. But I do see him now and then, so I can tell him get on there.
Oh, so you guys live close to each other?
No, not really. He's down in Oakville. That's closer to Toronto. I used to live in Toronto, and then I moved into the middle of nowhere, which was 20 minutes away from a paintball field. So,
well, that's pretty good, though. Have you ever got to play paintball with Steve McGuire?
I haven't. We were supposed to link up for a couple of the Wasaga games. I know what's going out there, but it just never worked out. Living in Toronto was crazy. I didn't have time for anything, so I did the smart thing and sold my business and moved to the boonies.
Yeah, probably a lot more comfortable out there, though, huh?
Yeah, got a little bit more time on my hands.
Yeah. I'm a big city guy, but I had gold claims up in the mountains, and I'd go up there and I'd stay up there for like 6 weeks at a time, and I'd come back down to all this hustle and bustle. And I got to tell you, I'd be depressed like for 3 days until I could get it out of my system. So, yeah,
it was great there. I did love it. Like I was working at a nonprofit credit counseling organization, so that was busy as all. So I started another one on my own and got that up and running, and then just COVID hit and everything. We were already on the phones and the computers so we were all ready for going virtual, and then it just blew up and we scaled up, and then I had to get out. So someone was buying and I sold and haven't looked back.
Wow, very cool. Well, I got to tell you, it was so cool when I finally got a hold of you and you said, yeah, I'll be on. Because, I got to mention real quick, too. God, I was going to have the Filipino guys on. I'm going to have them on. The Filipino team has just been rocking lately. And they're a great, great bunch of guys. And they just did a tournament over in Malaysia. So, Yeah, I've done I've done some of these interviews with people, and their feed is lousy, Neb. And I got to tell you, I'll say something to them, and then we'll sit there for 10 seconds, Billy, until they answer.
It takes a while.
I was worried too. The Canadian internet is almost as bad as Michigan's, so I was worried, but it seems to be coming through good. So
yours is absolutely perfect right now. We did a Hawaii last week, and Hawaii, they were freezing up, and it was good because I wanted to have them on. I thought they were just a super interview, but I wish the feed would have been a little bit better, huh, Billy?
Volcanoes.
It could be. That could be.
Actually, I think that is when the volcano first started erupting.
I was going to say maybe it's Maui.
Because of the show?
Yeah, because of your show, I think they had to throw one or two of the kids in the volcano, just to appease the island gods over there.
Oh,
yeah. Is that what's going to happen at the end of the 1v1 tournament? They'll just...
Yeah.
Where's the winner?
I don't know. He won.
Had a free trip to Hawaii. We haven't seen him since.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's funny they only bought me a one-way ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that's a cool idea. I like the sounds of that tournament.
Not if you're the winner.
Yeah, not if you're the winner. We didn't do that here for the Battle Buddy giveaways, but maybe we'll work that in next year.
Yeah, you got to define win.
All expenses paid trip.
There you go. With a free helicopter ride over the volcano. Yeah. Now, you mentioned it, the Battle Buddy.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Because that's one thing that you mentioned when you and I were texting back and forth all the time.
I didn't want to just come on here and shoot the crap with you and not talk about anything important. So I thought I'd talk a bit about Battle Buddy.
You know what? I talk about no, maybe I don't talk about anything important. But anyhow, I try. I do try. And Bill shakes his head. Yeah.
That's why I tune in.
Yeah. Well, it was nice having Bill on. Yeah. Yeah, you got demoted. You're on the bottom now. You're holding me a wafer up. So, yeah. Ooh, I felt that. So, tell me a little bit about the Battle Buddy thing that you're talking about, my friend.
Well, it's an older organization. It's been around for a while, but essentially what they do is they try and, find not even like young kids. There's anyone who sort of needs a bit of a help. Maybe their equipment's okay, but it's not good enough. They want to kind of get into the next level, a bit more competitive, a bit better quality gear or something like that. So they'll try and find them, like maybe their dad or their older brother or somebody plays. So they'll help them get them some stuff. So I mentioned how I like the role-playing kind of games, the big games. So they do a Halloween big game here at the field, and it's based on The Walking Dead. So naturally, I usually play Negan. So I thought, why don't we tie that in? The APAO is the Airsoft Paintball Association of Ontario. So they helped us do that. They, put in some prizes and stuff like that. So last year, I think we gave away a Cronus, a package with a mask, Empire mask, and a bunch of good stuff, like good quality gear, and it went really well. So this year I said, why don't we do something sort of year-long to gear up to that? So we came up with the idea of a Battle Buddy PX, sort of like a postal exchange you'd have at the military. You want to go get your stuff.
Right.
You go to the
that
PX.
was in the military, yeah.
Yeah, so you go to the PX and you get whatever stuff you need. So going back to my first time playing paintball at Flag Raiders, or maybe you guys even remember way back in your first paintball time, like the coolest thing we thought when we got there were the paintballs, right?
Yeah.
You give like a 10-year-old kid a bag of paintballs and they think these are the coolest things ever. So what do, right? We go out and we just start shooting trees, shooting signs, and the refs are like, guys, save your paint, save your paint. So what happens at the end of the day? We're all moping about, I only got 10 shots left. I only got half a bag left. So, Joe being Joey comes by and says, here's some free paint on the house. Guys, go out, play the last round. So that was great for us. We all got together. We all dumped out our hoppers. We included the free paint that Joe gave us, and we divvied it all up, and we all went out and played our last game, and it was great. And I thought, that was a cool memory. So why not come up with a PX where kids like that can get an extra bag of paint, free entry, free rental? Patrick McGooey and what's his name, Tim Kordick.
Yeah,
so
they've
their
been
podcast,
on my show.
Yeah, I watched it. So they donated a rental package.
Oh, very cool.
APAO, they donated a rental package. And the idea was a battle buddy brings a buddy. So I had sort of seen these kids that have been coming regularly. They played their asses off in a big game. And I said, hey, you guys, well, maybe I was assuming, but I said, you guys have to have a friend that wants to come and try this, bring them out. We'll get you free entry, free paint, whatever. And they came out to this year's Halloween game. It was great. And then Battle Buddy, there's a guy here. He gave us, I guess he's sort of the collector. He collects everything, fixes it up, makes sure it's all good to go. It's not, old crap that can't be used. And he gave us 3 gear bags. So we gave away 3 full gear bags, everything in it, to sort of some kids we had pre-selected that, needed just a little bit of a helping hand to get into the game a little bit further. And
so who takes donations for this then?
It was the APAO, the association. So it was sort of all spearheaded through there.
Okay,
Battle Buddy had a bunch of the gear.
Say I wanted to donate to, for an entry for or a rental for a kid for one event that you go to. How would I do that?
I would contact Eli. He's the one that runs the APAO. And then what he does is he basically finds the field or finds the event, and I work with him on that. And then, if it's at Wasaga Beach or something like that, we'll get in touch and we'll say we want a rental package and a free entry at Wasaga for their big game in August. Battle Buddy will sort of maybe see who's in the area or talk to Donna or someone like that and say, hey, do you know someone who would actually, appreciate this? Maybe you have a regular kid that comes out with his dad and rents every once in a while. Try and get him to come over from rec ball to a big game.
Yeah, because I would donate to something like that. I mean, could I just PayPal you and you would take care of that?
No, we usually just set it up so you pay the field directly because I don't want to be involved with anyone's money, and we just make sure that we would just make sure that Donna or whoever the field owner was has that person's name and registration. The way they did it at the field here was when you were signing the online waiver, there was a box at the bottom that says, "Are you interested in the Battle Buddy program?" They would click yes or no, and then they had a record on their end.
Got it. Well, where's the next one you're doing then?
We haven't really talked about it for next year, but the big game calendar, like dates are just sort of coming out now. So
right.
We could do any Wasaga big game, PRZ is another big field here. It's all of Ontario, the association. So Eli has sort of representatives in each part of Ontario. Commando paintball would maybe be a good one up there.
Well, I'd like to give you a hand with that, if we could. I just put somebody up. It says Facebook user. Billy will have to see who it is, but it says, I have some markers and gears to donate to them.
Jeff Thompson.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he donated some stuff last year to Battle Buddy.
Oh, yeah, Jeff's a great guy. Yeah, I don't care what Steve says. But I don't think Jeff does either. I don't know. I knew Bill would like that. Bill and Steve, when I get these two together, man, I just kind of kick back and let them go at each other. It's pretty funny. It's a hard time getting Steve to laugh. Oh, nice jacket. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Smells like biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, you know why, don't you?
Yeah, Steve wore it.
That's a jacket I donated to the Ellie Remember Foundation, and Bill got it for his museum. He bought it for his museum, and it's one of my Constant Pursuit jackets, and it was at Ellie Remember in Colorado where Steve flew down to be with Andy Starrett, and next thing I know they send me a picture, and Steve's got the jacket on.
No, it's probably all stretched out and smells like Canadian bacon.
That's what Bill said.
The pea meal we put around that bacon gets into everything.
That's what,
I sent it to the dry cleaners 3 times. It still comes back.
It's actually what's lubricating that Brass Eagle pump up there.
There you go. Well, you know what? I think the problem is Steve's deodorant, I think, is maple syrup. So, the armpits were really sticky.
That wasn't deodorant.
Oh, no? Okay.
So maybe that's what the smell of that Brass Eagle, because that one's made in Canada. That one up there. So maybe Steve was making that at the Mississauga plant. That's why I had that odor.
There you go. Yeah, I got to go up to, because, when I was with Zap Paintball, I used to come up there all the time, too. It's funny, they always seem to fly me up there in the coldest time of the year. So
did you go to the Windsor plant where they made the paintballs?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I did an actual show. That where they took me through and everything like that, and I filmed it all. Yeah, back then we would go in, and it's very temperature sensitive. I mean, very temperature sensitive. And they could have a cameraman, only the cameraman and I could go in, and we had to wear hats and I mean, you had to see it. It was incredible.
Pharmaceutical grade, yeah. That's where flag raiders, they used to send a rental truck down there and get 4 skids of paint and bring it back for their big games. That was my first job when I was 15. They hired me out at the field.
Well, when I signed with Zap, they go, "We want to send you some paint." And I said, "Yeah, that's great." I says, and then they go, "We'd like you to come up here." Well, I couldn't have been more than 4 or 5 days later, my wife calls me up and she goes, "Fred, you need to come home." And I go, "Why?" She goes, "A truck just unloaded 6 skids of paint out here." And I go, "What?" And they did. I had 6 in my driveway. It was incredible. I couldn't open my garage to get anything in and out. I was giving paint away left and right. So then anyhow, I flew up there, and, Zap made bath oil things, little dinosaurs, all kinds of stuff. I still have an original jar this big full of them that they gave me when I first went up there, that they gave me to bring back for my wife. So I still have that too, because she goes, "I don't use bath oil." I go, whatever, they're cool.
Yeah.
So
that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We had Seagull making paintball guns here. We had Zap making paint here. It was pretty cool for a while.
Yeah, it was, and and they treated me very well. So I definitely would not badmouth Zap. They had their problems sometimes making the paint, but I think everybody at one point in time has problems with the paint. So, but
the RPS premium stuff, the RP Shearer premium that we were getting at Flag Raiders, it was $150 a box, but it was awesome.
Well, RP Shearer, they were my sponsor too.
Cool.
Yeah, when I left them, I did a lot of big games back in the day. They'd fly me around and do big games. And RP Shearer would bring a truckload of paint out. Wherever I went, they'd bring the truckload of paint there. And I got to tell you, I really never any complaints. I've shot Nelson. Brass Eagle paint was, it was hit or miss too. Yes, you could get some good stuff, you could get some not so good stuff, but that's the way it just always seemed to be with all the paint. But real quick, Jessica Cortez from Hawaii, she jumped in. She said to be running a little late. So anyhow, she's watching us right now. And Jessica, we talked about you a little while ago. I think you're a great girl. She put some great pictures out there. Bill said you were out stoking the volcano. Is that true? I mean, I didn't think you had to stoke a volcano, but
No, actually, I said she was appeasing the volcano gods.
Oh, I gotcha. Why were you stuttering when you said that? But anyhow, that's another show. Yeah. Oh my God. So where's your next trip? What do you got planned now, Neb, other than getting online and just making me laugh my butt off? What else you got going on?
I got to fix everything I broke last season. And then there's probably a game in March I'll get out to. And then I'm looking forward to May, getting back to Sherwood Forest for Robin Hoods.
In May, yeah. I'm going to go do one of those next year too at Sherwood Forest. I know Monte Casino is another big one. It's down in Root House, Illinois. That's a pretty good big game too. Bill kind of runs that one.
I just help him. I'm one of the many behind the scene guys.
Yeah, driving around on your 4-wheeler,
Someone's
yelling at people. No, somebody's got to do it. I agree. I was a little jealous. I wanted to skate behind him, but he wouldn't let me do that either. So.
Bill, maybe we'll have to get you behind the tank. If you come to Wasaga, we'll take you out for a ride on their tank.
Oh, they got a real tank?
It's like a little boxy tank thing, but it causes problems wherever it goes.
I'll tell you something. I used to play a big game every year in Racine, Wisconsin at Paintball Sam's, Nikki's place there. And they had a tank, just like you're talking about. And the tank, which would start on one team. And if anybody from the other team would go up and touch the tank, then the tank belonged to that team, and the tank could turn around and start shooting at the other team. True story, too, because the article's still out there. Anyhow, there's like 250 people on the side, and my guys were just getting obliterated by this tank. I ran across the field probably about 75 feet, and I got all these other guys shooting at me. Nobody hit me. I go up and slap the tank like that. Well, I got 3 refs come running up to check me, right? I put my hands up like this, and I got shot like 20 sometimes. But I got the tank. They turned the tank around, and we won that game. So, yeah, so I know about the little tanks, and there was an article about that. It was just absolutely hilarious.
There used to be a group of guys in Wisconsin near Racine that made walker tanks. You know,
was that right?
Yeah, it's where they walk inside them, and they had little wheels underneath, and they actually got mirrors underneath the tracks, so it reflected the grass. It looked like the tracks were moving. It was pretty cool. You know, they were just little walker tanks. You know, looked like real little tanks. So
yeah, this was I think it was on like not a golf cart, but something like that.
yeah.
Anyhow, and there was a guy in there that he was just putting out the paint too. It was incredible. And we got Andy Stret watching. Andy, we just talked about you a little while ago. Bill was talking bad about you, but I had your back. I covered for you. So, yeah, yep, that boy, Bill. Admit it. I love it. But Andy Stret's watching. Andy from the Ellie Remember Foundation. And Andy, I was just talking. I was telling my buddy Wafer here about when we were down in Florida and what a great time we had down there, man. And I don't know have you ever met him, Neb? Have you ever met Andy Stret?
No, I haven't, but I've heard him a lot.
He's a great guy. He really, really is.
I still love that picture of him with the ducky on the front of his hopper.
Yeah.
Don't know what that's all about, but
that was a self-portrait. But anyhow, he actually posed for that. So, but anyhow, hey, Jessica saying hi to Andy over here. So anyhow, if you get a chance, get a hold of Andy. Andy's a good guy. I know that you two would like each other because I've been waiting a long time to talk to you like this instead of texting all the time because, my finger's slow and not very smart. It misspells and Bill knows that too. So having you come on tonight and getting to talk to you, I think it's been absolutely terrific. And you know what? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Can I say something bad?
No, but he disappeared and his back screen was still there. And then it went black like that. And I was like, I had never seen that before.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And I was going to let him say goodbye, too. I think he'll come back. He'll come back on.
Nowhere, and he might have got alien abducted.
Yeah. Hey, Neb, can you still hear us? I'll take that as a no.
I got my spot back. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Andy, we were just talking about what a good time and how terrific it was to hang out with you down there in Florida and all the great things that you collected for those kids. And what a good time I had with you going and doing all that. And you know what, Bill? The guy bought me dinner.
You're lucky.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, he said not to let it go over $3, so I didn't.
Yeah.
But he still paid for it. He still paid for it,
You get the condiments.
Yeah, so.
No, usually the guys that eats with them, they're much bigger and they scarf everything down off the table. I watched it. He was like trying to reach in there and get something that last time we were all out, and
he did that at this one too.
Yeah, it was all gone.
Yeah, it's funny. I sat like this week. He was sitting over here. I sat like this while I ate, so it worked out pretty good. Hey, we got him back again.
Hey.
Wow.
Just as I was talking about Canadian internet being okay.
Yeah.
The internet died, so I'm on my phone now, but we're back.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Well, you know what? If you get a chance, you're going to want to get a hold of Andy Stret. And I know you two would like each other. He's a great guy. He's watching right now. And Jeff Thompson, Andy brought me dinner in St. Louis too. Was it more than $3? Because if it was, I'm going to be a little. I'll feel bad. I'll feel real bad.
$4.99.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's 1.5 dinners for me. Captain's job. I love you, Andy. That hurt.
Bring you St. Louis ribs or anything?
Well, I got to take him to dinner next time. I enjoyed hanging out with him. I had a pretty good time with him. He was very cool. But what he did for gathering all that stuff up for the kids and stuff, the presents and everything we gave to him, I think was that was just off the hook. It was absolutely terrific.
Neb,
my hat's off to Andy.
Which marker is your favorite behind you?
Got to be the Brass Eagle one.
No, I'd say it's probably the VF Tactical or the TAC 1 Auto Mag.
Yeah.
Yeah, two
Yeah.
good choices there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, you know how to suck up. I like that.
I mean, the Splash Auto Mag there, that's nice too. And then of course we have the Sniper too. I mean, that's a beauty too.
Yep.
Absolutely love it. Well,
All
I'll tell you
good.
what, my friend. Yeah, we've gone our hour. I first
Well,
of
thank
all,
you.
I'd like to invite you to come back on again.
I would be
Yeah.
happy to.
There you go,
Another
Bill.
VF Tactical. Is that the camo splash?
Yes.
I love that splash.
Yep.
Is that the one that your buddy just sold?
No, this is mine. This is I got this back in 2003 or whenever they first came out.
Bill's
Yeah,
got
Yeah, they
like
were. It was at the
he's got
Oklahoma
like-
D-Day game, wasn't it?
Yeah, D-Day.
Yeah, that's
He's
where
got
Joe
like
from
two-
Flag Raiders, he got one. Yeah.
he's
No
got like
serial number.
2,000 markers. What you see behind Bill is nothing. So
Oh, Neb's helped me get a couple.
Yeah, he's the only person I know that has vampire slaying KP3s from some
Yep.
Netflix TV show.
Yeah. Yeah. He found them up in Canada. So I was like, yes, I want those for my museum. They're too weird, you know.
I mean,
And then I forced myself to watch the show. It was terrible, but then when they came out, it was awesome. I was like, those are the.
What actual show was it? Do you remember?
I'd have to check. It was some like terrible Canadian vampire slaying show. Like it was hard to watch, and they didn't come out. They didn't like use those until like the last episode or something. So I had to slog through the whole series.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but they're there, and they shoot holy water balls and get rid of all the vampires.
There's no way they can work.
Jeff said, can Bill and Ben both be on the show while in Facebook jail? Well, I've had Bill on almost every week, and he's in jail a lot.
Well, I'm
Don't worry, Jeff. I've got other accounts for that.
Yeah, technically, I'm still in right now. You know, it's
I gotta
they
love
won't
it.
let me go live yet. So
Well, I'll
sad.
tell you what, Neb, Ben, Wafer, I got to tell you, I've had a great time talking to you tonight, and I want to invite you to come back on the show again,
For
if
sure.
you would. You know, maybe the first of the year, you know, when we're getting ready to all go do something, maybe we can link up together. I'd like to have you back on the show and sit and talk paintball some more with us.
For sure. I'd love that.
Yeah, I had a great time with you tonight, and very, very cool getting to see your. Well, I got to see your face on my body, but it's real good to see your face on your body. Yeah, no, Bill, that didn't
That
come
might be
out
the first
good,
time
did it?
anyone's ever told me that.
Wrong show.
Yeah, you have to subscribe to my. Never mind. It's a
Yeah.
family show.
Fans only. What? Where am I? How did I get here? It's not late enough. I know.
I love it. Well, I'll tell you what, Ben, I'm going to let you say goodbye to everybody. And like I say, right up front, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I truly enjoyed it. And I know our viewers truly enjoyed it too. You're very, very good for paintball. People know I love pushing the good people for paintball. Your humor is...
Yeah, I'm a good guy. I'm just not a nice guy. So, I mean, that's
Oh,
not my
that's,
problem.
and you're shy. I like that about you too.
Yeah. I'm not
but-
responsible for other people's feelings. I do like to get that out there as part of my
Yeah.
disclaimer.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you know, I mean, if they can't take a joke, then you know that's just too bad. You know, it's like it's like I tell everybody. You know, people go, "Oh, you know, you should have this guy," and you should. I go, "Well, if you don't like my show, don't watch it." You know, that doesn't mean that I got to have everybody on. You know, I pick and choose who I want to have on my show, and the reason I do it is because I take the people I think that really have a passion for paintball and really like pushing the sport. Period. You know, people never understand. You know, everybody always wants to be popular, but they don't understand that the whole premise of being popular is just being nice to people, and it'll just come around. You know, people don't get that. It's such an easy formula. You know,
Well, that was the whole idea behind the PX program. Like, we didn't want to just be another, here's a marker for a kid who's not going to use it or he's going to sell it on Kijiji and buy a video game. You know, we wanted to try and take a minute and find a kid who maybe just needs a better hopper. Or maybe he would do a little bit better with an HPA tank instead of a, you know, crummy aluminum one or something like that. So,
yep.
you know,
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And I want to get involved with the Battle Buddies thing with you.
yeah, I will speak with
I-
Battle Buddy and Eli at APAO, and we'll come
Yep.
up with something for next
And,
season.
and let them know it's because of you too. You know, I mean, I want to help everybody, but you know, you bring a lot to the sport of paintball, and
Well, thank you.
so
That means
I
a
want
lot.
to jump in and do it.
Yeah, last year was just sort of a test. We wanted to see if we could do it, and it went off way better than we could ever expect. So now, we're sort of thinking, why can't this be at every field? Why does it
Yep.
have to be at the one that's 20 minutes down the field? If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Well,
Right? Just put in the work.
let's see if we can't promote it together. Like my saying, individually we can all do something for paintball. Collectively, we can do a lot for paintball. So that's what I like doing. Is I like bringing everybody together to work hard to better our sport. Period.
And I'm getting really tired of shooting old dads and people who I like shooting the younger kids, or when they're on my team, I can say, you're younger, you get up there, you hide behind that little bunker.
Shooting the old dads. I resent that remark. But
Maybe you should go first from now on, Fred, when we're playing.
Yeah,
No,
Fred first.
Hide
Well,
behind you.
I hide behind Bill because Bill's a very large man and he's like a moving bunker,
Mhm.
So the
I have
problem
a
is the
meme for
guy
that.
he moves a little too fast for me, I'm hanging on his jacket like that going, slow down, damn it, Bill. But we're working on it. We're working on the step thing and everything. It's coming out. So Neb, I'm going to let you say goodbye to everybody. One more time real quick. I want to thank you so much for coming on tonight.
You're welcome.
Very, very enjoyable.
Happy to be here. Bye, everyone. Be sure to check out my meme page. Be sure to read the rules of the meme page because I don't think many people do. It's pretty clear what kind of group it is.
What's the name of it now?
The NPPL, Neb's Paintball Page of Ludicrousness.
I know, because that NPPL name, I actually thought that up at the meeting when we started the NPPL. And when I seen that, I thought that was very, very cool that somebody actually brought that back and kept it going like that. So, yeah.
All my good ideas are stolen.
Yeah, they are. And that's the best kind. That's the best kind. Everything I like, I didn't work for.
Flattery.
So.
Yeah, steal it, improve it, sell it to the highest bidder.
Right on, Neb. You
All
have a
right.
good evening.
Thanks,
and one
everyone.
more time, thank you so much.
Have a good one.
All right, bye-bye. Ah, what a great guy. That was very, very cool. It really was. I'm looking forward to having him back on. And Jessica Cortez, we know you missed part of the show, but we talked about you a couple times. I think you're very, very good for paintball too, sweetheart. And I'm very, very happy to have you for a friend, and very, very happy to have you as a viewer too. Very cool. And Jeff Thompson, what can I say about you? Nothing. You're just you're just a great guy. And Bill told me to say that.
He might have took that wrong. Absolutely nothing.
That's what all my friends tell me. They go, you know what I like about you? And I go, what's that? They go, nothing. Not a damn thing. So, well, that was pretty good. Neb was a pretty good guy, huh, Billy?
Yep, it's definitely a comedy hour. He's pretty damn funny.
Oh, you ever see some of the stuff he puts on? It just
I see every bit of it. Yep. I follow him and I read it and I go, oh, someone's gonna be mad.
Yeah.
I just smile and wave, boys.
He does it. He twists the knife sometimes. Gotta love it. All right, Billy. Well, I'm going to let you say goodbye because I think it's dinner time for Fred.
All right. Well, goodbye, everybody. Hope everybody has a great holiday coming up and have a good weekend. And that's about it. Play some paintball.
I'll see you next week.
Yep.
All right, brother. You have a good evening. Tell Susan I said hi.
Tell Sherry we said hi and enjoy your 50-degree weather or whatever you guys have.
No, don't tease me about that. I look like the Michelin man going out there, Yeah. I asked Sherry, I go, where's my other sweatshirt? She goes, Fred, you have 3 on already.
We went from like 24 degrees and then 2 days later we were at 75. And then that night we were back down to 40. And it's like,
thanks. See, for me, it's thanks, but no thanks. And Tony Diaz, Tony Diaz, that's another one that watches all the time, And I'm thinking, you know what, Billy, because, we're having a Christmas show and I got some great prizes to give out. And I'm telling you, I'm writing down some of these names, these people that watch us all the time. You bet your bippy on that, baby. Right now.
I'll start growing out my beard.
Yeah, you got to do that. You got
Yeah,
to, and you got to gain 100 pounds too. You promised.
Oof.
You better start twinking out.
Yeah. Zebra cake.
Oh, I like those too. Yeah, I like all that. You know, Little Debbie is one of my favorite women. But anyhow, and you know what? They don't sell Little Debbie's in Canada anymore. I heard.
Really?
I just heard last week. Seriously, all kidding aside, that Little Debbie's aren't for sale in Canada anymore. I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, that's going to cut tourism in half.
Yeah. Maybe they're selling slightly larger Debbie's.
Oh, that could be. I never thought about that.
Yeah,
but Tony Diaz, he's kind of floated to the top for me. I think I'm going to ask him to be on the show, and I'm keeping tabs on because I got some pretty good prizes to give away, or presents, not prizes, presents. Yeah, and it's going to be given to certain viewers, and it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty good. All right, Billy. Well, you have a good evening, my friend.
Yep. See you guys. See you.
Mr. William Bailey. Sorry about that. One more time.
See you, everybody.
Okay, good enough. Bye. I didn't mean to cut him off. I got that quick finger. Damn it. It sucks. Anyhow, everybody, I appreciate so much you guys watching tonight. Having been Neb Nilla, Mr. Wafer, whatever you want to call him, I think he's a terrific guy. I think he's good for paintball. And I enjoy his humor. Jessica Cortez, thank you so much for watching tonight. You're a doll. You really, really are. Very, very happy to have you as a friend. Tony Diaz, you are floating to the top of my very, very people that I'm very interested in. And like I say, I'm taking names for some of the great gifts I'm going to give out on the 20th on my Christmas show. And Neb, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I'm looking forward to having you back on again. So everybody, one more time, thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward. I'm going down to LA for Lynn Trong's charity event this weekend. So I'll be down there with Bud and David Justin, the Reaper, and I might go live down there. So kind of be looking for it. If not, you can catch it like you do this show tomorrow. That's how it usually works. So, and Brandon Ellen, right on, man. Looking forward to seeing you. Make sure you come up and introduce yourself to me so I can put a face with the name, please. So everybody, until next Tuesday evening on Facebook, on Flagpole Productions, remember, together we all make paintball bigger and better. So until next week, please play hard, play safe, play fair. Get out there and play some paintball.